All right. I'm just checking how this is coming out and how it's looking. So, church, today we're gonna try something a little bit different. Only because I've always done these lives vertical, so now I'm gonna try to do it horizontal. I just want to see the difference in terms of how it shows up in the final video. So, hopefully, it looks okay on y'all end, and it always seems to be an issue regarding the volumation of my situation. So I'm just going, talk close to the mic and we'll see what happens. But church, how is it going? All right. Happy Tuesday, happy April. Hope that y'all made it past April Fool's Day without any nonsense going on. People love to play crazy April Fool's games on people. But for me, this was like the first April Fool's Day that nobody in my family tried to play some sort of trick on me. Normally, like, they'll be like, somebody says that they're pregnant, or somebody says that they hemmed up in some sort of arrest, or something's going on health wise with somebody, but nobody texted me with any sort of like April Fool stuff that I had to try to figure out. So I don't know if that means I'm getting older, or people just don't have the same holiday spirit as they used to, or whatever. I don't know. Anywho, but I hope y'all had a good April Fool's Day. But let's jump on into this Rashee Rice thing, okay? And I hope I'm saying his name right. Anybody who knows me knows that I really do not follow sports like that. I truly do not. And I always have to try to find an angle with which to care about certain stories, all right? And so I tried to go at it from the sports angle, wasn't working, okay? I tried to go at it from, the black angle in terms of my black brother, wasn't working. But where the angle kind of resonated with me was the love for cars, right? So let's approach it from that angle. So apparently Rashee Rice, who plays for the what's the team? Kansas City Chiefs, okay? He was involved in a car crash in Dallas, and he has now admitted involvement in it, okay? And I read through the story, and as I understand it, y'all, I'm just gonna tell it to y'all like I have basically read it. He has a black Corvette, okay? So he has a black Corvette that he owns, and then there is a black Lamborghini that he rented through this company. I forget what the company's name is, but it's called Classic Lifestyle, the Classic Lifestyle. So he rented a Lamborghini through this company for $1,749 for the day, for each day that he has it. So it's 1749 a day, essentially. So his friends are driving his Corvette. He's apparently in the Lamborghini, and he decides that it's a good idea to do a street race through the freeways of Dallas, racing against his car. Now, I could go down the whole, length of stupid athletes doing stupid stuff, people with money doing dumb stuff. But the thing about it is this: church, I have a sort of commonality with this story because once upon a time there was a boy named Dasher. And Dasher was a 25-year-old accountant who had no bills, an accountant job, and accountant money. And he also had a love for cars. So he went out and he bought a Porsche 911 at 25 years old. Now, don't get excited. It doesn't mean I had a whole bunch of money. All I know is that it was a Porsche. It was 15 years old at the time, and it was only about the price of like a brand new Camry or something like that, okay? Now, I drove it like a grandma because I've told y'all several times on this channel, I do not do jail, okay? I have a pretty face, I have a slick mouth, and a fat ass. I will be snatched up before the first lights out. And so I can't do jail. So I drove the Porsche like a grandma mostly. But one day I was heading back from a doctor's appointment. I don't know if it was a dentist appointment or if it was just a general doctor's appointment. And I'll never forget, I was on this empty highway, and this dude came alongside me in a Porsche SUV, right? So I had a Porsche sports car, he had a Porsche SUV, and there was only us two on the road. He drove up alongside me and then pulled back. He drove up alongside me again and kept pulling back. And he did this about 5 times. Now, I'm not indoctrinated into the ways of the street racer, so I didn't know what the hell he was doing, okay? Come to find out, that's the signal that the people give when they're trying to race you on the street. I had never been in a street race. I said, you know what? I'm a big proponent of as long as it ain't Las Drugas, which is the drugs, I'm going to try it at least once, okay? So when he basically gave the signal, I put my foot down. And all I know, church, is that the highway was empty. I was so grateful for that because I would have never initiated it if there was a whole bunch of traffic going on. And number two, I realized just how fast these cars can go because when my little accelerator thing or the speedometer got up to 130 miles an hour, I pulled off in terms of pulling off the gas because I was like, this is too much for me. I don't do jail and I don't, particularly look good in stripes. So I wasn't trying to basically go to jail behind this because sometimes cops be like sitting in the cut and they're just looking for a reason to take you in. So I understand it from that aspect, but what I don't understand is why do this on a populated highway in the middle of the day on a freeway with other people involved. Like that's the part that I can't ever get behind, okay? So essentially he was racing his own car, okay? And when I say racing his own car, I mean he was in the Lambo that he was renting, but in the Lambo was racing the Corvette, which is the car that he owns, okay? So he's essentially racing his own car. So, thank the Lord, the heavens and the stars above that nobody died. So that's a great thing. But apparently multiple people were injured from his antics and stuff like that. So the cases that he will potentially be facing, since nobody died, there will be no manslaughter, there'll be no murder and X, Y, and Z. I don't even know murder is premeditated, so I doubt it'll be any of that. But definitely no manslaughter. But you'll definitely have, probably the lawsuit from the place that owns the car in terms of you totaling our vehicle that you were leasing from us. You'll have, the charges from the police as far as negligent driving, reckless driving, creating a scene on a damn road, smashing into other cars and whatnot, street racing, whatever charges go along with that. And you'll probably have all the lawsuits from the people who he and I guess this other person who was driving his car allegedly, may have caused in terms of the injuries that the people sustained. So there's a lot of legality around him. And the question is, should he lose his job? I don't know. Okay. I'm not a big person who understands sports contracts. Okay. And so I would imagine that every sort of profession these days, whether it be entertainment, media, sports, etc., they have what you call a morality clause, okay? And that morality clause basically says that if you don't act in ways that's within our moral fibers as a company, we can let your ass go, okay? So if street racing, okay, is not something that the Kansas City Chiefs want to deal with on an ongoing basis, or they're not a proponent of their players doing this, then they could absolutely let his ass go if they so choose. But there is something sometimes when people fall on their sword and basically fall at the mercy of the court and let the chips fall where the hell they may. At the end of the day, I looked him up. He's 23 years old. I was 25 years old doing dumb street race and stuff. So at 23, with millions of dollars, access to whatever cars you want and access to whatever you want in particular, I think that we can be more pragmatic instead of always leaning into throwing the person away when they do something that's not identifiable with what the popular customs are. Okay. It should be a learning lesson at 23 years old. You shouldn't be taking a Lamborghini and a Corvette and speeding down a highway where people could get hurt. Perhaps funnel that energy and funnel that instinct into taking the cars to the track. I will never understand why rich people don't just take the high dollar Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, X, Y, and Z and just take them down to the track, okay? You get the same damn rush. It's the same damn, maybe I'll die, maybe I won't feeling or whatever. But it's in a controlled environment. And I guess what they're always searching for is the thrill. It's the next thrill. It's the weaving in and out of traffic. It's the will I crash, will I not crash. It's the maybe the police going flash the little sirens and the lights, maybe they're not going to do it. But at 23 years old, I just do not believe in throwing the person away. So I hope that he takes accountability for everything that's happened with this whole scenario. And it looks like from this article on TMZ, he admitted to involvement. The other lawsuit that he might be facing from the place where he rented the vehicle is, y'all know how rental contracts work, okay? And whether you rent from this classic lifestyle place or whether you rent from Enterprise or Budget or whatever the case may be, you're only supposed to have the person whose name is on the contract driving the car, okay? And so he admitted to being involved in it. He admitted, I think, that he was in the Lambo, but it hasn't been, I guess, found out whether or not he was the one that was driving the car or whether he was just a passenger, okay? So the legality of it is a little bit different given each circumstance, but whether you're the one driving the car or you a passenger princess while this whole thing going down, honestly, the passenger princess might be worse because we gave you this car, dictating that you was going to be the one driving it. And now you got somebody else not only driving it, but also racing it. So yeah, these cases going to stretch out for years as far as I'm concerned. But I think that his best mode of conduct at this point is just to fall on his damn sword. Fall on your sword. It is all my fault. I take full responsibility and let the chips fall where they may, okay? Because the thing about it is this, I always say, when you know where your values lie, there's no such thing as a hard decision, okay? And if your value lies in continuing to get paid, continuing to be in the Kansas, City Chiefs organization, continuing to further your career as this, athlete, then you got to do what you got to do. And people will give you a second chance provided that you fall on your sword and you actually take accountability. So that's what I would tell him to do. Speaking from somebody who, did something similar, albeit mine was on an empty highway and nobody was affected at the age of 25, but he was 23, with a freeway full of people doing some foolishness. I understand, okay? I don't condone what happened at all in no stretch or form of the imagination, but I can understand because, I've been there in a sense, okay? So good luck to, the people that were involved in the crash. Good luck to the police as they figure out what the hell going on. Good luck to everybody as they file their damn lawsuits. And good luck to Rashee Rice as he tries to untangle himself from all this entanglement stuff regarding this damn crash, okay? Next up, y'all, let's talk about what we talking about next. Lizzo is apparently not quitting music. So Lizzo is not quitting music. She says her viral "I quit" statement was only about not giving any negative energy attention. The thing about it is this. I have not talked about Lizzo in a very long time. I'm talking about months. I don't know if it's been years yet, but it's definitely been months. All right. While she's been going through her trials and tribulations regarding these, big women that apparently she allegedly wasn't so nice to. And like I said, these days you can accuse somebody of anything. Just because you accuse somebody of something, that don't make it true, okay? But the more egregious the claim, the more people are always looking at you like, maybe if there's smoke, there is fire, or maybe something is going on in the situation. We don't know. All right. As I understand it, Lizzo's lawsuits, or the lawsuits against Lizzo, are still ongoing. They haven't been figured out yet. But, Lizzo took to the internet and she said, "I quit." Now, like I said, I haven't been following Lizzo, but you see titles like when you work in the field that I do in terms of content creation, you're going to see the titles on the blogs, and I have to decide whether or not I want to talk about something or whether or not I don't want to talk about something. And when I saw Lizzo say that she quit, I knew from the lack of hair follicles on top of my head to the toes on my toe, okay, that it was nothing but her trying to get attention, all right? And I understand that there's a lot of negative energy coming against her, and I will never understand the pressures of, the business that she's in regarding the level that she's at. But, the thing about it is this, Lizzo, okay? If you ain't do what the people said that you did, let it figure out its way in court and stop, feeding into all the negative attention surrounding it, okay? In the eternal words of Beyonce, the best revenge is your paper. In the eternal words of the music industry, nothing fixes scandal like a hit record, all right? So I implore you to do one of two things. Either number one, stop looking at all this damn negative attention and responding to it in real time, and slash or number two, girl, just work on your music, okay? Work on your music, work on that, because in the eternal words of the music industry, nothing fixes a scandal like a hit damn record, all right? I when Lizzo said she quit, I said this girl is not quitting music. There is no way in hell. This is literally a way for her to get attention. And look, hell, it won. Okay, it won and it worked because she's in the news. People is talking about her. And now people are actually wondering if they want a world where Lizzo is actually quitting music and not doing X, Y, and Z. They always say that the thing that propels you into stardom will also be the thing that people use to kind of tear you down. All right, and so with Lizzo, her whole catch and her whole thing when she got on was, she was body positive. She was there for the big girls. She was there for the plus size girls and stuff like that. And just like the industry always says, what they use to build you up, they're going to use to bring you down. And that's exactly what they used to bring her down in terms of her alleged treatment of the big girls that work for her. And like I said, it's all of this is alleged. You can accuse somebody of anything these days. It don't necessarily make it true, okay? But when, two or more agree, and in this case, I think it was way more than two. You may not be guilty of everything that they say you did, but there's factors of what they say you did that you might have actually done. Okay, now I don't know how extraneous or how deep it gets or whatever, but I just believe in I'ma let the damn court cases figure it out. All right. So good luck, Lizzo. Do not let these people steal your joy. And at the end of the day, girl, just focus on your music, okay? Because in the eternal words of the music industry, nothing fixes scandal like a good hit record, okay? Now, moving on. What's next on our docket? We powering through, y'all. Next up, we got to talk about did Diddy's son diddle someone? I hate. That the legacy of Diddy is just being decimated by, all this scandal and all this stuff surrounding him. It's one thing when your life and your legacy and your business acumen and everything that you've built, it's one thing when it's torn down by things that you cannot control, okay? Economic downturns, people not going out there spending money as much, a bad shake in terms of bad management regarding your company. It's a whole nother kettle of fish when you are literally at the center of what has caused your company to be in the state that it is. So, I don't like the stuff that Diddy's being alleged to have been a part of. But it does hurt that one of our black leaders, as far as entertainment, music, mogul, etc., is being thrown by the wayside once again. It's the thing is they can't get you for stuff that you ain't paying attention to or paying money into or doing. Okay, so I think the liability goes both ways. There's a network of people around Diddy that made this stuff happen allegedly, and if Diddy is held liable for some of this stuff, then he of course played a role in it. Okay, but I say if you're gonna take Diddy down, take the people and the network around with them, because all people gonna do in that damn network is attach themselves to somebody else of power that may be doing something similar where they can turn their head the other way. Anywho, this story is not even really about Diddy, it's more so about his son. And apparently, Diddy's son, Christian Combs, has been accused of sexually assaulting and drugging a woman in a looming lawsuit. Okay. Now, I could go the dramatic way and I could go the salacious way, and I could say, the apple. The apple doesn't far from the tree, but I'm not going to do that, okay? I'm not going to do that because, like I said in the Lizzo story, just because people accuse you of something don't necessarily make it true, okay? So, the lawsuit against Christian Combs, which is, of course, the son of Diddy, has yet to be officially filed, but it is currently in the works, okay? The identity of the alleged victim has yet to be revealed, and details surrounding the reported lawsuit are sparse. Um, Combs, in terms of the son, has yet to address the allegations directly, but he recently shared a post on social media that read, "Stop the cap." So we don't know if he's relating to this or talking about this or not. And the claims against him are from a woman. Okay, so I know all the stuff going around with Diddy is usually centered around it's a toss up whether it's a man or a woman with the Diddy damn allegations. Okay, but the claims against his son have been described as serious and thrust him into the vortex of shocking claims surrounding his father. So, until the lawsuit is officially filed, we can't really look at it and see what the ins and outs of it and who's the victim and what they're accusing him of and X, Y, and Z in particular. But I would hope that Diddy hasn't sort of set the precedent for everybody in his family and everybody that's tangentially connected to him now. People are going to be coming out the woodwork with lawsuits. Okay, now if you did something, then of course you should be held accountable. But sometimes people like to get while the getting is good. Okay, and while the witch hunt is on, they're looking at whoever else we can attach to these damn claims. That's what I'm telling these young men today. Y'all need to just make sure that y'all are governing yourselves accordingly in these streets, okay? Because there are people that want ill of you. There are people that want to tear you all the way down. And what you don't want to do at the end of the day is give them ammunition and opportunity to do so. Okay. So I don't know whether the allegations against Diddy's son are true or not, but anybody can file a lawsuit today. Just make sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed regarding what you do in these relationships, what you do regarding these random women's, what you do at these clubs, what you do on this social media, because we live in the day and age of, receipts. Okay. Everybody got receipts on somebody. Everybody, saving text messages, everybody saving DMs, everybody, having memories of what happened to them 13.5 years ago, or in the case of all these other allegations, held 20, 30 plus years and whatnot. So just dot your I's and cross your T's regarding your conduct in these streets, okay? You never want people to look at a situation surrounding you and say, well, maybe it could be true. Okay. Maybe he could have done something. You want your, reputation in these streets to be so squeaky clean that if somebody comes with like some crazy allegations, you want the going concern regarding the public opinion to just be like, he wouldn't do that. I don't believe that at all. X, Y, and Z. Now, I don't know much about Christian Combs. I don't think it helps in this in this situation that he looked just like Diddy. Given all his trials and tribulations, I don't mean to laugh, but sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying in these damn situations. So good luck, Christian Combs. I'm gonna be looking, for this damn lawsuit to be filed, and then I guess at that point we'll reconvene church to basically talk about what the hell going on. But y'all, I think that's really all I want to discuss on this Dasher Live for today for 224. If you liked what I said and you liked what I did, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media at DatDamnDasher. And until next time, y'all, I do this Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I didn't do it on this past Sunday because it was Easter. And basically I needed a break. Okay, so I will be back on Thursday and we'll discuss some more hot topics. We'll discuss maybe some things in my life, or we'll just discuss what the going concern is for that day. But anywho, y'all, I love all the people that came in and stayed a while, the people that came in and left. I appreciate you all the same. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.